I know how you should fire people already.
How?
Say, so long, sucker.
No, you just book them like one-way ticket, then don't come back.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Pot, where we hop into different transitions in life. I'm Q.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Nick, and today's topic is very interesting. We're going to be talking about if we are letting our jobs hold us back in life from pursuing our passions. Wow,
Relatable.
heavy stuff. And we have a special guest today, Larry.
Hi guys, thanks
Larry
for having
has,
me.
a lot to say about today's topic. So maybe before we kick off, can you do a quick intro about yourself, Larry?
Yeah, hi, I'm Larry. I'm 26 years old and I'm the founder of Sotravel. Basically, Sotravel is a community for like-minded adventurers to come together and kind of just travel together. Yeah.
Wow. So how did you start Sotravel?
So what really kicked off Sotravel was kind of my university experience when I was traveling with certain clubs back then. And then the kicker was when I went on exchange. And long story short, I went on this ski trip hosted by Imperial College. They were like a Singaporean club. And I thought like, okay, I was just going to ski. But then what I left with was like great memories of not just the place, but also like the people that were around.
So when you came back from your trips, right, how did you begin like this company?
You know, it was job hunting season. But then I was trying to find my next holiday, trying to plan out the next ski trip. So I was looking around and I was like, since no one is doing it and I want this particular ski trip, why not I create a TikTok and start posting about this ski trip? How hard can it be to find like 50 to 100 people to join me on a ski trip?
50 to
100.
100. Not hard, meh?
Sounds quite hard.
Okay, hear me out. You see, if you look at HDB building, right, then you look at it, right, you're like, okay, there's like hundreds of people there. I just need half of the HDB
That
building.
is true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we are good to go
And
already.
there's so many HDB buildings
Correct.
in Singapore.
So I was like, cannot be so hard. So I tried. It was quite hard. It was really quite hard. But we managed to get some Google form interest in.
Wait, so at that point, is it a passion project?
It was. So it was never really like supposed to be a
So it's
company.
like you just planning your own holiday,
Some
then
sense,
like, hey, see
correct,
whether
correct.
can side hustle it a bit.
That wasn't really on my mind. It was more of like, I want to go on this trip regardless. So
Yep.
let's try it out. The video started going quite viral, like one of the videos we did. From there, we just like really manually just did it all. Just like message them on Telegram, say, hey, you signed up, you're on this Google form, want to come or not?
I think it wouldn't have been easy because you don't know how like legit it is.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are traveling with strangers, going abroad to an unknown place, like
And this
some of you are,
random dude
like
just
snowboarding,
appears.
right? But they just leave you there. Liability,
Yeah.
right? And insurance. I think it's pretty amazing. So were you working already or you just plunged right into this business?
So did that, start getting signups. Around December, I graduated. And then hopped onto my job in around January.
But we kind of know the other story, right? So we've heard that you were retrenched.
Dun, dun, dun.
I like to tell people that I got fired.
Okay,
Is
okay.
it the same thing?
But it's more dramatic.
Yeah, it's more
lah.
dramatic.
Retrench is like
Company
no
need to
kick,
let
you
go
know,
of
like
people.
yeah, it's like you just need to let people go, lor.
But Channel 8, they say, 我被炒鱿鱼. Like, isn't that retrenchment?
I mean, I tell my parents, 我被炒鱿鱼了. Yeah.
Wow, how did what they say?
Quite funny because when I was staying with my mom was holding a knife. Then
Whoa.
someone pointed it out because I posted a video on it on TikTok.
Oh my god, I saw this TikTok.
Wait, I saw
I saw this TikTok.
So is this guy?
You are the one that steal all the pantry snacks, right? Your last day you take all the pantry snacks, then you make a TikTok.
Oh.
Well, I thought you guys knew that before this thing started.
No, I didn't know it was. I didn't put like
We
two and
didn't
two
connect the
together.
dot.
我被炒鱿鱼 then
Yeah.
Okay, so what was her reaction after? Like her true reaction?
No, she was really, really sad. Yeah, but I told her like, oh, it's okay lah. Like, it's normal, right? It's not, a job is just a job. I think a big part of it is like, you just came out of uni, you just got a job.
Yeah.
The job is pretty good, right? Like,
benefits good lah, cause tech, right?
yeah. It was good enough that I can like, give my parents like a couple of $100 every month. And that's something that a lot of parents kind of dream of, right?
Yeah.
You graduate, then your son start giving you money. So to them, it's like, oh no, like dream crush already. Why is he now he has to I don't know, look for another job or something. What will happen to him? That kind of feeling.
It's also like the generational mindset also, because I think the older generation, they are very used to like out of school, I go into my first job, I'm going to stay there for 30 years and then I'll retire there.
Get a long service award.
Yeah.
My mom has so many long service
That's right.
awards.
So I think being like retrenched or being fired is something that they cannot fathom.
Yeah.
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 Whereas like for our generation, it's very normal because I think especially like in the last couple of years
COVID.
with COVID, economic downturn. Restructuring is very common. Job hopping is also very common
Correct,
in
correct.
good
Yeah.
times. So
Yeah.
I
Actually,
think,
the difference is in the past, like leaving a job is usually not a choice. It's usually when you get fired. Whereas for now, for us, if we feel like it's not working for us, right, we have the power to leave. Not that the power never existed, but I feel
Yeah.
like we are more empowered
to use it.
yeah, we don't hold on to that job security as much as that generation did.
But aside from how your parents felt about your retrenchment, how did you feel about it?
Yeah.
Were you secretly happy? Say, will touch your heart.
I mean, okay, the first reaction was, of course, like I think a bit of fear, lah, right? But to your point, a little bit. I was actually a little bit, I would say, happy when it happened.
Okay, holiday already.
Yes,
Like a reason to be
No,
free.
okay, actually what happened was I immediately booked a ski trip to Japan.
Wow.
Even though this is my first job, before this, I was actually doing a lot of past internships. And they were all like same role, software engineer. Yeah, and throughout this whole time, I just felt like even whichever company I went to, it just didn't feel very fulfilling, very right. Yeah.
I think also being like a software engineer where it's a in-demand skill set, you feel a bit more secure and confident. Like
a bit.
actually, I can find something else.
Yeah.
Overconfidence.
So if without the retrenchment, right, do you think you would have started Sotravel?
So it was already started, right?
Right,
But just
right.
that it was still very small and very basic lah. Side project, I'll do it after work ends. I'll just, improve a little bit here and there. So without it, I might not have, built it up to what it is today. Yeah. There's a very long pathway until something takes off.
there's that gap.
Let's say I'm still at my job, right? Now, currently at this stage, it's where I would start thinking about quitting, which is like already 7-8 months in already.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you had not quit and you continue working while Sotravel remained a side hustle, right? How much longer do you think it would have taken?
Way longer because I think the moment that happened, I just decided to go all in, right? So all in meaning like 24/7, I was bidding on everything.
Yep.
24/7, I was either talking to our customers, upcoming customers, or talking to the future, potential partners, travel partners that we can
Yep.
work with. And also I was going on a lot of these trips myself. I would have went on all these trips if I was still working, right? I would just like let them go or like have someone there to
But
look
it's
out.
different, or
That's
It's
true.
very different because like
You need to experience your product,
Exactly.
ma,
You need to experience your own product, and it took me like on the 7th trip or something around there to realize like, okay, this is the vision for the next 1 to 2 years.
Ah, okay.
That's
So
so
what have you sacrificed along the way?
Maybe the money, maybe the
Social?
social. So I think social I gained a lot, right? I mean, okay, so I don't know where this came from, but like I was going through like secondary school and uni. Then I was just thinking like, so whoever I make friends with are just the people that I'm around at this
Yeah.
particular point of time. But what if
Yeah.
I'm like in another school?
Yeah.
Or what if I'm like in another country? Then I would have made all these different friends. So all these people that I've not met yet,
Yeah.
like they should be my friends, right? Like I should get to know them, right? Like
Yeah.
why not?
Golden
Yeah.
retriever vibes.
No.
He does all?
Yeah. It's like, friend.
You are ENFP, is it?
You don't anyhow, you know, man?
I'm quite introverted.
Oh, is
I think
it?
so. I
You
think
don't
so.
feel like an introvert?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like
No, but I think there's a lot of benefits to just getting to know new people. We are like extensions of each other.
Yeah.
When we come together, we share stuff, we share insights, we share tips, we share whatever, we share stories. And I think those sharings, they're like quite priceless in that sense.
Wholesome, ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Today's episode wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gatekeeping does not exist here.
Yeah.
Then actually when we talk about like the financial aspect also, right, like your financial sacrifices, when you think about it, a lot of people, they work so that they can save money, so
To
that they can travel. So actually like the trade-off, you just basically cut out the middleman. lah.
They always say that you spend the whole year working just to take 2 weeks. Does that make sense to you guys?
It doesn't. So I think my current company, they allow like short-term remote work. So I also because I'm working in an MNC now, so wherever there's an office, I can technically go there and work. So most of the jobs that I have looked out for, like I needed that like mobility, lor. Yeah.
That mobility is super important.
Yeah.
Because it gets very stagnant, right? If you're stuck at
Yeah.
one place.
Going back to your parents, right? So what do they feel about you doing this now?
Oh.
Oh, that laugh.
They understand or not? Like what?
No.
what
The
knife still
they
in the
understand the
hand,
business model or not?
It's like so now it's a little bit better. It's been around 8 months, right? We backtrack just 4 months. To be honest, like even until now we're still like break even. lah. So
okay,
like
okay.
so I wouldn't say we are profiting or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. But back then like the amount of money coming in was way lesser.
Yeah.
So at that kind of stage when my parents asked me like how much do you make, I was tell them maybe like few $100s.
Okay.
Right? Then my dad would give me that look and like, 你在做什么啊?
Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, right. Like you had a job that pay you thousands per month. Now
Yeah.
you're getting like a few $100s maybe on a good day.
Yeah.
Like what are you doing with your life? But I had to explain, right? I have to explain that like firstly, a business always starts out this way.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's like we're not in a dire situation where we have to, start generating money right now for
Yeah.
the family. So, why not take a little bit of risk? Why not have a little bit of fun and just do something that I enjoy? And we're still in a situation where we're not comfortable yet, but things are picking up, right? So recently I went on a CNA radio interview. So I showed that to my parents.
It's a good marker.
When
it's a
you
good
use
marker.
CNA, they believe you.
Come out in the news.
Incredible.
Yeah.
This one my son. This one my
Yeah,
son.
这个我儿子你看。
Yeah, but like after that, then they're like more chill lah. They're like, okay,
Right.
maybe you know what you're doing.
So speaking of traveling, do you guys think it is practical to give up your career to travel?
I don't think I'm at the stage where, like, I have hit my financial goals in life such that I will like, okay, like enough, I can go and quit and then travel. But I also have liabilities lah, like house and
house,
thing and
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thing lah.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Sometimes it's a bit sucky to know that you're just traveling for 2 weeks and you're gonna
Yeah.
go back
Back
to
to
work.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you guys heard of work away before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So work away. I think the age cap is 30, right? I have 2 more years. So that's why I recently have been thinking like I want to experience that
farmer.
once.
Yeah.
Oh
Do
my
what?
God, I
Do
could see you
farming.
in
Go
like
farm.
the jumpsuits, like picking strawberries.
Oh, strawberries.
Yeah.
I thought like
Okay,
picking up dog shit.
potatoes.
No.
Manure. I love the smell of manure.
Hey, what? You cannot.
No, it's my favorite smell at the zoo.
I'm sorry, what?
It smells like earth, you're right.
It smells
I
like,
love the smell of manure.
don't enable this, please.
Question mark.
Okay, guess first.
Yes.
What does your name mean? Simple lah.
Okay,
no, nothing.
Ah,
I have like the Chinese version
okay,
lah.
meaning.
Like Jian An, right? So it's like Jian is like build, like build business, build whatever. Yeah.
Oi.
Then An is
Foreshadowing.
like Ping An, something like that.
Wow.
Oi,
Yeah.
So now you're finding the aunt for your parents.
Ping An is safety.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
You're building your business so that you will find un for your parents. What is a habit that you've taken after your parents?
Don't say drink 3 liters of water, please.
Wow.
Enough.
My dad sleeps a lot lah. So I try to sleep.
7 hours a day.
Yeah, I think he sleeps more than 7 hours.
Okay.
So I try.
Amazing.
Imagine you're all in a horror movie. Who will die first? Who will survive? And who will secretly be the killer? Die first.
100%.
Do we confirm
100
die first?
she
Confirm.
killer survive.
Is it?
I
No,
think
I
he
feel
traveled
like-
enough.
He will
No,
killer.
he killer.
Killer.
Why? Because his name
It's
Jian
the
An, is
perfect
it?
murder. He planned the holiday and then he killed everybody on
No,
the
and then he
trip.
like wholesome good vibes, like you won't suspect.
Hey, my question or your question?
If you could change your name, what would it be?
Change Bao Bao or
Change
Joey?
Papa, change the Papa
You
or
know her
Joey.
Chinese name is Bao Bao.
She's
But
Joey
I
Tan Pao Pao.
Oh my god, for real?
I love Pao Pao leh. Okay, if I could change my name, I would change my name to like a unisex name like Sam.
Okay.
But
Or
Joey
Charlie.
is quite unisex, right?
Yeah. Or Charlie. I love Charlie as a female name as well. Okay, so Q actually was saying that we like our generation.
Yeah, your
Okay,
generation.
your generation is different from us.
No, but honestly, I don't think we are very different. I think what really fundamentally changed, right, is that for the last few years, like a lot of things shifted online.
Yep.
So like the way we work now is vastly different because back then maybe you need to work in office.
Yeah.
You need to work, at a location. But now you can be an influencer. You can work online. You can sell your skills online. And I think that fundamental change is what is enabling our generation to do a bit more of this kind of like crazy stuff, which I honestly think that might get more and more, mainstream in the future.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But not a lot of Singaporeans can do this. They
Yeah.
cannot just
Yeah.
drop everything.
I
And
feel like it's not practical.
I think one of the reasons is like your family lah. If you have kids,
Judgy,
straight away cannot. Even if you have dogs.
No, okay, so like even if you have kids and a dog, you can
Yeah.
do it. It's just like a different lifestyle, right?
yeah,
I think what's holding people back is like the
comfort.
the comfort in Singapore, the stability, and just in general the hesitance to go out there. Lah.
I think most people let their lifestyle inflate.
Correct, correct,
yes.
correct.
Then after that
Cannot
you get
shopping,
then you get
cannot-
comfortable
Cannot
with that
correct.
lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, the trade-off is: do I want to travel or do I want to maintain my lifestyle? And then most people they just
They stay in
status
their
quo.
comfort zone. Lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Traveling looks very different for some people. Like some people like when they travel, they like to live like a local. And then whereas the other people when they go over, they want to find familiar brands.
Yeah, so like you said, right, a big reason is people are not willing to give up their comforts. If that's where you want to be, always like at the comfortable level, then good for you, right? But I think that seeking comfort is what we naturally do, but it's not what naturally makes us very happy with life. Because you realize, like, why is mental health declining in a very comfortable city like Singapore, for
A
example?
developed city like Singapore.
Like, shouldn't we all be comfortable and happy, right? But I think if we track back, maybe because comfort doesn't exactly mean happy, right? And so at the end of the day, it's like kind of choosing what you want.
That's so true.
Actually, Joey Q, how often do you all travel now?
Once or twice a year?
Do you feel that is
Not enough. No. I'm struggling.
You know what's funny?
I need more.
When I was working my full-time job, I've never wanted to travel more than I have as a freelancer. I think because I was so contained in
The routine.
that routine that I was like, I need a break. But then the moment I became freelance, I
You
was
don't
like,
feel
oh,
like you need to travel as much?
yeah, no, I have happiness.
So
and
travel is also sometimes escapism lah.
Oh,
for
100%
you.
is
Yeah.
escapism.
Yeah.
100%.
For
Yeah.
sure.
But when you have nothing to escape from, then actually
Yeah.
life isn't that bad.
No, then people will start posting back to reality, IGS, right?
Yeah.
No, I think
Throwback.
if we break down what travel is, right?
Yeah.
Travel is really new experiences,
Yeah.
right? The desire to have new experience, the desire to be outdoors, and the desire to meet new people, right? That's essentially what you get when you travel, and that's why people like traveling so much. But when you leave your job, then you kind of start to fulfill this like in other different ways, right? You kind of get back your freedom and get back your time, and therefore there's less need for you to use travel as the way to do it.
I feel like when you feel an itch to get out, it's a sign that you're not happy or like you need a break.
Yeah.
I
You
agree.
know?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk business. Did you have to put a lot of money in this? Because I feel like they will pay you the money, right? So you don't need to fork out a lot in the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you have to put down money?
A little bit at the start. For some context, if you want to have a travel agency license back when I was doing it, you need like $100,000 in your bank account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like as collateral of some sorts lah. But as you mentioned, travel is people will pay you first and then you will pay out, right?
Right.
So we are quite lucky in that sense. Like the business kind of like don't really need a lot of upfront capital.
Your operating cost generally quite low lah.
Quite low,
Yeah.
quite low. Yeah,
That's true. You don't have to pay rent.
yeah.
And your overheads are not so high. That's interesting. What are your biggest gains and losses so far?
I guess the biggest loss we had so far, because this kind of thing will always happen, was when I recommended like a wrong flight to one of my group.
Oh.
Yeah, so I told them to book this flight, but then afterwards I did a bit of research and I was like, shit, we cannot catch the flight.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had to backtrack and like book all their flights for them.
Then you power.
I bao lah, of course.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How many people?
How many people?
How many people?
6 people.
Where?
Indonesia
say.
lah. Indonesia.
Okay,
Oh
okay,
my
okay,
gosh.
okay.
If you say Europe, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but to me it was just like, oh shit, it's my mistake. I'm not gonna make it that again. So
Lesson learned.
yeah,
At least it's a not so expensive lesson.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
but good on you for the service recovery, man.
Yeah.
You have to, right? Like
Yeah.
when you start a business, you essentially you're building a brand.
Yeah.
And once people trust you, you have
Then
to
they become repeat customers.
exactly,
also.
and you have to keep up with what they expect lah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So, a lot of people glorify being your own boss and starting your own business. Why do you all think that so many people have this mentality?
It's the hustle culture, lah, I think. Right. There was a few years where everybody was like, be an entrepreneur, you're gonna make it big. And then shows like Shark Tank also like
Oh, yeah,
glorify.
Oh, I love Shark Tank.
Yeah,
Dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun.
Shark Tank sold me on Scrub Daddy, man.
Oh my God.
I am so like fully bought into the Scrub ecosystem. I have the Scrub, Mummy,
you got Mummy?
the Scrub Daddy.
You got the crab series.
I do have the crab series.
What's going
Oh my god, my
on?
respect for you today really tenfold. I'm so impressed. Like I feel like now Nick
Your
is
friendship-
a friend.
Oh, so before that, not friends, just acquaintances.
I think one big part that it comes from is kind of like having the freedom to do what you want and having more control over your life. I think that's the underlying reason why people say, do your own things.
Yeah.
I think there are pros and cons. Like I've always been very entrepreneurial, as you all have watched. I sell ice cream sticks primary school. Like I love being my own boss. I love the idea of, because I feel like as a worker, if I see that it's not being maximized, in my opinion, I will want to make it grow, but I will feel like I'm overstepping. And I find myself being in this position where I overwork for a company and I realize, wait, I should just grow something that I'm passionate about and reap the full benefits of it.
If your mind, your heart, and your actions are at the same place, that's where you will experience happiness. Right? There's this quote from I think Gandhi, right?
Wow.
And when you're
Gandhi.
working, you have this kind of conflict going on. Oh, should I put in this much amount of work if I'm not going to do it? So your action and your thoughts are like differing.
Yeah.
But when you are your own boss, then it doesn't differ because yes, I put in more action, I get more returns, then the thoughts, everything aligns.
Yeah,
Right?
100%.
And I think that, like you said, right, people that are very driven, people that are very creative, people that think that they can do it themselves, they can do it better.
It's the Didulu people.
Yeah, the Dilulu
Like
people,
us.
correct. Like, they're not very good for a big companies because you are too Dilulu already. Like, you want to build something, the big company will say no. But when you Dilulu yourself, like, who's going to stop you?
Yeah, that's true.
But it's definitely not as easy as
it's
it
not
seems
easy.
Like
you don't
managing
get to,
people.
Yeah, you don't get to clock out.
Yeah, you're
Because
working at
you
night.
need to worry about everything.
100%.
I would never want to be my own boss.
But
Actually.
the thing is, like, I guess that's why it's very important that if you were to go down this path, you have to feel like your work is play. Right? Like, and it's not a cliche. It's not a cliche. Like, when I'm working on my own things, working on Sotravel, I don't feel like it's work. So I can do it until like 4 a.m. It's like playing PlayStation or something, playing game, right?
So actually, right, Larry, do you have any regrets being your own boss? So far.
No, right now, none at all. Like, I would say that kind of for once in your life, right, you're in control of everything, right? So like when things goes wrong, it's 100% your fault. Like, and when things goes right, it's 100% on you as well. And you kind of have to lean into that, right? Because if you're the kind of person that don't want to take responsibility or you just want to sit back and relax, then obviously this is not for you.
Right.
And on that topic, right, being your own boss also means that you kind of get to surround yourself with people that you like, right? There's this study that basically you spend your 20s and 30s with your colleagues.
Yeah.
So they are pretty much the most important people if you think about it. So when you are doing your own thing, you choose who you want to be surrounded with. You make sure that your team is solid and people that you actually like enjoy hanging out with. And we're still in that phase.
Got fire anyone yet? Not?
Not really lah.
You ready or not?
Like
You think you can or
finally
not?
retrenched.
You think you can or not?
We are not there yet. So as mentioned, we are still quite a small company.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
You don't have to do that.
But the thing is that if you're doing this, I'm prepared to do it because you have to, right? You have to do whatever it takes to keep your company
Moving forward.
forward. Yeah. And if it's not the right fit, you have to do it. Yeah.
I know how you should fire people already.
How?
Say, so long, sucker.
No, you just book them like one-way ticket, then don't come back. Then they just stuck on like the mountain.
You want to go on a trip?
Okay, let's bring us back to reality, right? The reality is that not everyone can live this kind of like best
Luxurious.
luxurious.
YOLO
Like
travel
not
life.
everyone can travel like this
Yeah.
and start their own business or give up stability for their
Yeah.
passions. So how do you think we can continue to live our best lives while holding a corporate job, or if leaving your current job is not an option?
I think remote work is a good like balance.
Honestly, it's a double-edged sword because like when you do remote work, right, and you choose to stay home or you stay home and remote work, then it's not good, right? Because your life becomes very squished into very boring.
Yeah,
Your
right.
social life also takes a hit.
So like that's one issue I had with like software engineering. It's quite
Isolated.
quite isolating. It's quite boring. So when I think back of like my time as a software engineer, I just think back of this like it's 3 months long, but to me it felt like a day, right? And then versus like now doing a business, right?
Yeah.
Every day is like
Different.
different. And then I feels like the year should have ended like months ago, but we're only in October.
Yeah.
So time moves a lot slower, and I think I'm chasing after that thing where time moves slower.
No, I think like the remote work balance would be like you must utilize so like go and work from like Bali and be a cliche
Correct,
digital
correct,
nomad, that
correct.
kind of thing.
I feel like that's also not practical, right? For the average Singaporean.
Why not?
No, because
Everyone-
a lot of companies don't actually support remote
Everyone
working.
wants remote work. Like I've looked for remote jobs, and I feel like unless you are at a very high level position, like don't say Nick lah, Nick very high level position, us normal people, a bit hard to find remote work, especially when you're just starting out and you're
Yeah.
graduating. And I feel like it's very, like putting myself in the shoes of a fresh grad, right? I see everyone living their best lives. I just want to live my best life, but I need to earn money first. How do you strike that balance without feeling like you're a slave to your job?
While maybe you cannot work remote overseas, maybe you could get a simple job overseas that lets you do something similar,
Yeah.
right? And that job might not be glamorous. Like honestly, if like Sotravel fails, one of my backup plan is just
Pick strawberries.
pick shop. Maybe
Yes.
go work maybe at a ski lodge or something, right? So like very mundane work, yes, but it doesn't matter because when I clock off, I'll go and ski.
Your own thing.
Do the
yeah.
fun things.
Yeah, so that's possible. Although, like maybe you will say that monetary wise it's not feasible, but I think that goes back to the point of like how much money do we need between 20 and 30? And usually, before you hit 30, you don't have any mortgage or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I think you can live your best life, right? Without sacrificing
I think
too
it really
much.
depends on the goals also.
Yeah, actually
Yeah.
to
If
that
you wanna
point, right,
start
I'm
family.
curious also, right, Larry. After starting Sotravel, right, what about your other life goals with like your girlfriend? Like your house, kids, this marriage have to
She
ship
got
back
like,
and things.
hey, when you getting corporate
Yeah.
job?
So the thing is, I'm very hesitant to get a house.
Okay.
Because I don't see myself. I know it's like can be an investment as well, but
Yeah.
I don't really see myself like
Staying here.
not just staying here, like having a mortgage and like every month you need this like thousands of dollars so that you can pay off your whatever.
Yeah.
I find that right now at 26 a little bit
Daunting.
a bit daunting, a bit too
Right.
much for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Not sustainable for the lifestyle that you
Correct,
want.
correct. So I'm avoiding that for now, and like in the future we can talk about it if we hit that stage.
For now, he's a free spirit.
Yeah.
But then do you not like desire to have that personal space also with you and your partner?
maybe when I'm 35.
Oh, okay.
You know,
okay.
like actually,
No rush lah, no
yeah, I
rush.
thought about it, right? Like if I want kids, maybe it's when I'm 35 lah. So I have 9 years between now and then. So there's no need to rush into that,
That's
right?
true. I think in a more Singaporean context, to find balance, a lot of people are trying to find that balance now. They
Yeah.
don't want to work to live and live to work anymore.
Yeah.
They want to work just enough so that they're not overworked. It pays the bills. Then they can travel, they can eat well,
Yeah.
and they don't feel like constantly needing to run away or escape anymore.
But I think our next best bet is sabbaticals lah.
Yeah, sabbatical,
Honestly,
not too bad lah, yeah.
that's the truth. Yeah. But it depends on your company also, whether they approve it or not.
Some people see sabbaticals as a goal. So once I hit X number of years, worked in a certain company, once I saved X number of dollars, or once I hit X age, then I take a sabbatical regardless.
Wow.
So it could be a goal that you work towards also lah.
Yeah.
And then I think sometimes having that goal to work towards also keeps you moving forward lah.
But I think that's a trap.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Because
is.
what is that X number? It's imaginary, right? It's just like, and
Yeah.
it keep moving on. It's like a
Yeah.
goalpost. Your goalpost is a shifting goalpost.
It is. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I think that's the trade-off for like the people that like, oh, I want to have kids when I'm in my
Yeah,
20s
yeah.
and all that. Lor.
Yeah.
Okay, based on everything we've discussed, what's your biggest takeaway from today?
In your youth, while you are able-bodied, do the things that you want to do. Don't wait until like, oh, I'll do this when I'm retired or I'll do this when I'm like so and so. Because sometimes like that day might not come. Yeah. Right, correct, right?
True lah, true.
It's true. I watched a TikTok recently and it was this old couple and they asked them, what advice do you have for younger people? And they said, we saved up so much to enjoy life. But now that we've finally gotten here, we don't have the ability to enjoy life the way we've
Yeah.
wanted to anymore. Because all the travels, all the maybe hiking or climbing a mountain or whatever, they can't do those anymore because they're too old. So enjoy life while you can.
I think for me, my takeaway is that not everyone is suited to be a boss. And it's okay that you don't want to be a boss. Just because, it's a quote, just because my dream is different from yours doesn't mean it's not important.
Yeah.
So even if you want to stay in Singapore, even if you want to be an employee or staff to someone, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually 100% agree with all of you guys. I mean, the time to take risks is really when you are in your 20s, right? Before your children comes in, before your mortgage comes in, before everything else. And that's also when you will have the most energy. I think that's how I try and see it as I work through Sotravel, knowing that like this is what I want to do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A quick reminder as well that, life is more than your job, how much money you make, what industry you are in. Everyone's path is different. And as long as you're happy and you're serving what you're passionate and comfortable with, that's all that matters.
100% agree.
Wise words.
Thank you for joining us on The Hot Pot. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Me Listen.
And if you haven't already, do subscribe to our channel as well.
And of course, thank you, Larry, for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Okay, see you in the next episode.
Bye.
So fun fact, I actually gave him my money.
Oh.
Wait, what?
I'm going for your snowboarding trip.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I'm gonna be traveling with Larry.
Oh my god.
I wanted to tell you just now.
Why
but
don't ask me for sponsorship?
Oh, next one?
Hey, actually, I'm going also.
Don't lie.
No, but we could be going also.
Actually, Joey is going also.
Wow, very stressful now. Like,
Yeah, you
Why?
better step up, man.
Yeah,
Better
that's one.
plan properly.